This is the moment before the beginning, the vibration that calls the ready. There is a moment subtle, almost unnoticeable, when the air around you shifts. A flicker behind your eyes. A stillness that wasn't there a second ago. Some say it's the breath of the universe brushing past your shoulder. Others call it the first portal. You wouldn't have found this video if something in you hadn't already shifted. Not everyone gets here, and if you feel your pulse racing, or the room feels strangely quiet, it's not by accident. You're already at the threshold. Let me be clear. This isn't about belief. This isn't about ancient symbols tattooed on your skin or how many books you've read about awakening. Alchemy doesn't care about your identity. It only responds to your readiness. And readiness isn't measured in years. It's measured in silence. Now, before we begin, I want you to try something. Right now, wherever you are, close your eyes. Take a deep breath through your nose and hold it. Let it sit there, like a secret you're keeping from the world. Now exhale slowly through your mouth, as if you're releasing something that's not yours. Do it again and again, until you feel that something clicks. A quietness behind your thoughts. A clearing. That's not relaxation, that's alignment. That's the resonance of the first portal responding to your presence. And this portal, it doesn't open with a key. It opens with a vibration. Some ancient schools called it Shema. In Egypt, they whispered of the Ka, the life spark, that had to hum at a certain pitch. In Tibet, they speak of the Nada, the inner sound current not heard by ears, but by the third sense behind the heart. Modern science, with all its wires and white coats, would call it a gamma spike in your brain's neural field. But the ancients would laugh. They'd say, "You cannot wire a soul." Here's the truth. You don't need permission to begin. But you do need silence deep enough to hear what's been calling you for lifetimes. Do you feel it now? That low hum in your body? That part of you that's listening not with ears, but with memory? Good. Let's go deeper. Because this is not a video. This is a rite of passage, disguised as sound and pixels. And if you're still here, if your spine has tingled even once since we started, you've already stepped through the first portal. But this is only the beginning. If you're ready, truly ready, type, "The first portal has opened," in the comments. Let the field know. Let the others feel your vibration. You're not alone. This isn't entertainment. This is transmission. And now that your energy is shifting, your body will begin to notice strange things. Dreams more vivid. Emotions rising and crashing like tides you don't understand. Your appetite may change. Technology might glitch around you. These are not side effects. They are signs. Because when the first portal opens, you are no longer who you were. You have begun the unraveling of false self. But the next portal is more dangerous and more beautiful. It won't wait. This is the vibration once sealed in temples. The frequency that sings your soul back from exile. There is a sound that does not come from the mouth. It is not sung. It is remembered. The ancients didn't call it music. They called it restoration. In the underground halls of Dendera, Egypt, beneath ceilings carved with stars and lion-headed goddesses, there is evidence of what modern scholars ignore: vibrational healing. Not metaphorical, literal. The priests of Hathor held bowls of bronze, struck not for worship, but to tune the human body. The resonance? Targeted, precise, capable of shaking loose grief stored in the marrow. It's hard to believe, isn't it, that a single note, one sustained frequency, can return lost parts of yourself. But if you've ever heard a song and cried without knowing why, if a whisper ever made your skin flush or your throat close, then you already know it's true. Your body remembers what your mind forgot. Now breathe with me. This portal requires you to create resonance inside your chest cavity. We're not just breathing anymore. We're about to awaken the healing frequency. Sit upright. Loosen your jaw. Breathe in deeply through the nose. Then, as you exhale, hum. Low, gentle, like a bee inside your bones. Hum. Again. Hum. Let the vibration linger in your chest. Feel it rattle your ribs, your throat, your face. That sound you're creating? That is the first vibration of cellular recall. In Ayurveda, It is said that trauma can lodge in the joints, stiffening the flow of prana, or life energy. In Chinese medicine, grief hides in the lungs, creating tightness you cannot massage away. But the Tibetans, they hum, because they know sound enters where words are blocked. And if you do this right, even once, you may suddenly feel like crying or laughing. You may see flashes of memory. You may feel heat in your hands. You are not broken. You are unfreezing. This is the healing of the second portal. There's a warning though. Many will try to bypass this portal. They'll think, I don't need to hum. I already meditate. But silence without vibration is stillness without depth. You must resonate to remember. And for some, this sound might bring nightmares. Yes, that's part of it too, because the trauma doesn't leave quietly. It exits through the same door it entered sound. So do not fear the shaking. Do not fear the dream. The sound that heals is also the sound that breaks illusions. And you will know the portal is working when, asterisk, you feel vibration in your sternum, asterisk, you spontaneously tear up, asterisk, your body begins to sway without your control, asterisk, your skin flushes or chills. These are not side effects. These are signs that the portal is open. Just once is enough to begin shifting your frequency permanently. Do it daily, and your voice will carry power again. Your presence will feel magnetic. People won't know why, but they will feel it, because your energy field will begin to sing. Type, I have awakened the healing sound, in the comments. If you've felt even the slightest echo of this, let the others feel your note. Let your vibration ripple. This is how the field awakens. The second portal is not easy, but now, the next, it doesn't heal. It burns. This portal is not a gift. It is a fire that strips you of illusion. Some say the greatest suffering comes not from pain, but from falsehood. The lies we tell ourselves. The masks we wear. The parts of our identity that were never truly ours. Yet we defend them with our lives. This is the third portal, and it does not soothe. It sears. In the temples of Kemet, initiates were led blindfolded into pitch-black chambers, carved into bedrock. No windows, no sound, no exit but forward. They were told nothing, only this. If you are not willing to see yourself, turn back now. Many turn back. You see, most people want enlightenment to be a light show. But the third portal, it is the inner flame that reveals what has been rotting in the corners of your soul. It burns without smoke. It illuminates every lie, especially the ones you call truth. Now, let me warn you, once this portal opens, you cannot unsee what it shows. You'll realize that the dream job you chase is someone else's dream, that the marriage you maintain is hollow because you are too afraid of solitude, that the anger you throw at others is grief you've hidden from yourself. It will expose the friend who drains you, the food that numbs you, the belief that chains you, and it does this without apology. But here's the paradox. You cannot cross the portal unless you first agree to let it incinerate who you are not. So now I ask you, do you want to see clearly? If so, perform this ritual. Find a mirror, any mirror. Stand before it. No makeup, no lighting, no performance. Look directly into your own eyes. Do not blink. Do not look away. Stare until the reflection feels like someone else. Then ask, silently or aloud, who are you when no one is watching? Let the question float. Let it haunt. Let it dig. This is not meditation. This is confrontation. And if your heart races, if your stomach clenches, you're close. This is the portal preparing to open. In India, the sages practiced trataka, fixed gazing, not for focus, but for piercing the veil of identity. In South America, shamans drank bitter plant brews to strip away the ego's illusions, vomiting, shaking, screaming, until what was false burned off, and only essence remained. In Tibet, monks meditated on corpses, not out of morbidity, but to remind themselves, all form decays, only the soul persists. The third portal is exactly that, a ritual death. So the real self may be born. You may experience these signs after entering. Asterisk. Emotional breakdowns with no trigger. Asterisk. Sudden need to cut ties with toxic people. Asterisk. A sense of loss, even despair. Asterisk. Visions or dreams of being chased, burned, unmasked. Do not fear these. They are the ego's death cries. Once you pass through this portal, your voice will change. Your eyes will look older, not aged, but wiser. People may say, "You look different." They won't know why, but you will. You've seen yourself and you chose to keep going. Most don't. Type, "The fire has shown me who I am," in the comments if you've stared into the flame and didn't look away, because from here on, there is no return, and what comes next is even more unnerving, because it's not about fire, or sound, or breath. It's about what moves without form. This is the current that coils at your base, waiting lifetimes to rise. But it only awakens when the fire has cleared the path. There is something alive inside you, not a metaphor, not a symbol, a force. Ancient, coiled, patient. The yogis of India call it Kundalini, the serpent energy that sleeps at the base of the spine, curled like a child in the womb of your being. But even they feared it, because once it moves, nothing inside you will stay the same. This is not imagination. This is inner physics. The spine is not merely a column of bone, it is the ladder of awakening, and the serpent is the spark that climbs. In Egypt, the uraeus, the rising cobra, was placed on the forehead of pharaohs not as decoration, but as a sign of awakened vision. In the Andes, the serpent was Pachamama's root energy coiling through the earth, through the body, through the dream time. But let me warn you, this portal cannot be forced. If you try to awaken it through ego, through pride, impatience, ambition, it will show you no mercy. When the serpent moves prematurely, people collapse. Psychosis, madness, or worse, a spiritual ego so inflated it cannot breathe truth anymore. So how does it awaken properly? Through stillness, through surrender, through vibration. Let's begin. Sit, upright, grounded. Your spine must be straight, not stiff, but alert. Place your hands palms down on your knees, eyes closed. Now, breathe. Slowly. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Pause for 2. Repeat. Then, in your mind's eye, see a dark cave. At its center, something pulses. A coil. Not sleeping, waiting. Now whisper internally. You may rise when the time is true. And wait. Feel the base of your spine. It may tingle. It may burn. It may remain silent. That's okay. But if you feel something shift like a ripple through your nervous system, you are at the gate. The serpent doesn't slither like in myths. It spirals. It climbs. It unwinds the story of who you thought you were. It climbs the chakras, unblocking, dismantling, setting fire to each illusion. Asterisk. At the root, your fear. Asterisk. At the sacral, your shame. Asterisk. At the solar, your false power. Asterisk. At the heart, your guardedness. Asterisk. At the throat, your silence. Asterisk. At the third eye, your blindness. Asterisk. At the crown, your illusion of control. Some describe it like lightning in the spine. Others weep for hours, feeling parts of themselves return. Some simply dream of a snake and wake up forever changed. This is not a casual process. The serpent is sacred, and once awakened, it cannot be undone. It is not just energy, it is memory of who you were before the world named you. And when it reaches the crown, if you're ready, it bursts like a sun. And you see everything, all at once. Lifetimes, truth, the illusion of time. You may laugh, you may fall to your knees, or you may go silent for days, because there are no words after that. Signs the serpent has stirred. Asterisk. Uncontrollable body tremors or waves. Asterisk. Heat or cold rushing through limbs. Asterisk. Visions of symbols, geometry, or languages unknown. Asterisk. Unexplained bliss or tears without reason. These are not symptoms, they are activation signals. If you have ever felt any of these without knowing why, you were brushing against the 4th portal. And now, if you have stirred the snake, even gently, if your spine felt like it was not quite yours anymore, type in the comments, "The serpent has stirred. I am awake beneath the skin," because now we cross into territory that is not vibrational, not audible, not visible. It is the portal of the hidden eye, where nothing is real and nothing is fake. This is the portal of inner vision, the watcher behind thought, the silent eye that has always seen. Close your eyes. Now tell me, what is looking? If your eyes are shut yet, you're still aware then, who is witnessing this moment? There is an eye that does not blink, does not belong to your body, does not care for appearances, only for essence. The ancient Egyptians called it the Ujjat, the eye of Horus. Not a myth, not a symbol, a map. Each part of that eye corresponds to a sense: hearing, sight, taste, thought, smell, and touch. Together, it formed the awakened human perception, sharpened beyond the limits of physical form. In India, they speak of the Ajna chakra, the third eye, seated just above the brow, a gateway to the inner realms, the eye that dreams used to see. But the truth is this: every human is born with it, but almost all forget to use it, because the world teaches us to trust only what can be measured. It doesn't teach us to feel what has no name. Have you ever known someone was about to call you, and then they did? Felt someone's presence before they entered the room? Seen colors or flashes behind your closed eyes? These are not flukes. They are cracks in the illusion. They are the fifth portal knocking. But here's the secret. The third eye doesn't open. It stops being ignored. It's been open since birth, but covered by noise, by doubt, by disbelief. So today, we remove the veil. Let's begin the ritual. Sit in darkness or dim light. Place your hands in your lap. Touch the tips of your index fingers to your thumbs, the ancient gesture of Nana Mudra wisdom seal. Now, take a breath in. As you exhale, bring your focus to the space between your eyebrows, not your physical eyes, the space just above. Visualize your deep indigo sphere, slowly pulsing, a point of light that watches. Now chant either silently or aloud the syllable Om, not a word, a frequency. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let it vibrate in your skull, in your pineal gland, in the silent watcher behind your forehead. Again, Om. As you do, notice what arises. Do images flash? Do you feel pressure in your brow, a sense of space behind your face? You are touching the eye, not physically, energetically. It does not give you visions immediately. It clears the mud so they may arise. But beware, the eye behind the eye does not filter. It will show you beauty and terror, past lives, future echoes, things you've hidden and things others have hidden from you. Some report, seeing faces not their own, receiving thoughts in languages they do not speak, feeling watched not by others but by themselves. And once you begin, it only sharpens. Colors become more alive. People's lies feel heavy. You will just know things and question your sanity. Do not fear this. You're not losing your mind. You're recovering your vision. And yes, there are traps. Some become addicted to visions. They seek only stimulation, forgetting stillness. Others mistake every image for prophecy. The eye doesn't show you what will be. It shows you what is hidden. How you interpret that is part of your training. If you've felt pressure in the brow, spontaneous insight, vivid dreams, or intense déjà vu, you've already been touched by this portal. Comment below. I see what was hidden. The eye is awake. Let others feel your signal. You're not hallucinating. You're remembering. And now, if you've seen beyond this veil, you may be ready to leave the body entirely. Not by death, but by frequency dislocation. The sixth portal doesn't speak. It doesn't burn. It disappears. This is not a place. It is not a time. It is a silence so complete, even thought cannot enter. It is the pause between inhale and exhale, where eternity slips in. There is a moment, just after you breathe in, and just before you breathe out, a moment where nothing moves. No sound, no thought, no time. This is not absence. This is the chamber between breaths. Most people live their entire lives skipping over it. They inhale, exhale, rush, speak, consume, sleep, repeat. But in the ancient inner schools, the mystery temples of Tibet, Alexandria, the Sinai, the true training didn't begin with chanting or vision. It began with holding the breath, not to suffocate, but to step outside of time. Because when you pause the breath even just for a few seconds, you step into the dimensionless field. No identity, no personality, no name, just you before you became you. This is the sixth portal. It doesn't show you things. It unhooks you from everything. That's why it's the most terrifying for the unready. Not because it hurts, but because it erases your grasp. You cannot control what happens in the chamber. You can only surrender. So now, let us enter. Close your eyes. Sit or lie down. Take a slow breath in, deep but gentle. Hold it. Don't force. Just wait. Don't count. Don't anticipate. Notice the stillness. Then exhale and pause again at the bottom. Notice the silence there too. This is the rhythm of infinity. Inhale existence. Pause the void. Exhale dissolution. Pause a return. Each pause is a door, and if you sit inside it long enough, you will vanish. Not physically, energetically. You may feel a sense of falling, though your body doesn't move. Disorientation, as if you've forgotten what year it is. A tingling in your lips or forehead. The sensation of being watched from above. A deep, aching longing for something you cannot name. These are signs that the sixth portal has opened. You've stepped into the non-space, the place between lifetimes, between thoughts, between selves. The ancient alchemists believed that this chamber was the womb of transformation. Just as a seed sits in darkness before it bursts into life, you must sit in the dark between breaths, before you remember who you are. But be warned, stay too long in this state without grounding, and you may feel disembodied. Dreams may bleed into waking life. Time may lose meaning. You may become forgetful, floaty, euphoric. This is not madness. This is what happens when the soul unbuttons the body. But do not fear. You will return. And when you do, you'll realize something remarkable. You are not the breath. You are the space it passes through. So when life becomes too loud, too sharp, too heavy, find the chamber. Enter the stillness. Even 3 seconds is enough. Just once is enough. And if you've touched that space even briefly, comment, "I have entered the stillness. The breath is my gate." Because the more of us that anchor silence into this field, the more we birth presence on earth. And now, we prepare for the seventh portal, the final gate, the one that doesn't open. It receives. It is not sound, not breath, not fire, not serpent, not vision, not void. It is the return of the name, the vibration that was stolen from you at birth. We now stand before the most sacred veil, the moment of reclamation. This is the lost frequency of your being, not what the world named you, but what the stars whispered the moment your soul took form. You were named long before you had a mouth. Not the name your parents gave you, not the name on your passport or your resume, or the one your lovers moaned in the dark. I'm talking about the name that cannot be spoken, the original vibration, the true sound of your soul. It is the seventh portal, the final gate of the alchemical journey. And unlike the others, it does not ask you to open it. It opens you. In ancient Kabbalistic tradition, the true name of the Creator was considered too sacred to pronounce. Not because it was forbidden, but because no mouth could carry its frequency without fracturing. In Sufi mysticism, it is said that Allah has 100 names, but only 99 are known. The 100th, only the awakened can hear it. Inside. In Egyptian rites, the soul was said to pass through the duat, the realm of tests, and speak its secret name to the weighing scales. But if you did not remember your name, you were devoured by chaos. Let that sink in. Forget your true vibration, and the universe forgets you. This final portal restores what you were born with, and what this world tried to drown in labels, trauma, schooling, and shame. But here's the paradox. You cannot speak this name, but you can sing it once, it sings you. Let's begin the ritual. Sit quietly, breathe gently, close your eyes. Now place your right hand on your chest, left hand on your throat. Feel the space beneath your palm. Then ask, within, what is the sound that I am? Do not answer. Wait. Now make a sound, any sound from the back of your throat. It might be a hum, a tone, a chant. It does not need to be pretty. Just let it rise. Oh, ooh, see ya. Let it come from nowhere. Again, again, again. Somewhere in that sound, there will be one moment that vibrates different. It will shimmer through your chest, or forehead, or hands. It will feel alive. That moment was the echo of your name. No, you cannot write it down. No, you cannot tell it to others. If you try to capture it, it slips, because it is not meant to be possessed, only remembered. And once remembered, it becomes your shield. You will walk into rooms, and people will turn without knowing why. You will speak, and your voice will carry gravity. You will be still, and others will feel like they're near a mountain. That is the power of the name. It isn't just sound, it's signature. When the name vibrates in you, it rewrites your field. Old stories fall away. Trauma finns no place to attach. The universe begins to recognize you again. You become impossible to erase. Some of the signs. Asterisk. Strangers start opening up to you without reason. Asterisk. Animals follow you or stare without fear. Asterisk. You lose interest in defending yourself or proving anything. Asterisk. Your presence becomes healing, even in silence. But this gift has its risk. If you try to use your name to dominate, seduce, manipulate, the vibration will turn on you. Your voice may falter, your health may shake, because the name only sustains what is true. If you've found the vibration even for one moment, type in the comments, "The name remembered me. I carry its sound." Let others feel your resonance. Each confirmation strengthens the collective field. This is the seventh and final portal of transformation. But alchemy does not end here, because once the soul has crossed 7 gates, a mystery unfolds, a hidden law, a vibration so rare, so potent it was erased from every public scroll, lost to the libraries burned by time. The ancients knew it by silence, but some called it the lost 8th Hermetic Law, a law not taught, but received, a frequency that cannot be found until one passes all 7 portals. And if you're still here, you might be ready. We now cross beyond the known. You've passed the 7 trials through vibration, fire, vision, and stillness, and now stand before a truth so old, even memory forgot it. This is the forgotten law, not the 1st, 2nd, or 7th Hermetic truth, the hidden 8th veiled by time, revealed only when the soul is quiet enough to hear the code behind existence itself. The Emerald Tablet, the Kybalion, the 7 Hermetic laws, all of them whisper fragments of a deeper order. But what the modern reader doesn't know is this. There was once an 8th law, never itched, never spoken. It was passed mouth to ear only when the initiate had shed all 7 illusions. And it was not a principle. It was a pulse, a vibration, a law you become, not memorize. The original priests of Thoth called it Maa-Kep, the law of hidden stillness. In Sanskrit, there is a similar idea, Turiya, the 4th state, beyond waking, dreaming, and sleeping. It is the silent witness of all other vibrations. Not action, not reaction, but presence so pure it bends reality around it. He who holds this silence rearranges fate. That is the 8th law. It says, you do not manifest by thought, you manifest by field. What you are in stillness, that becomes your life. Not your affirmations, not your vision boards, not your effort, but the frequency of your quiet being. This law does not promise pleasure. It does not guarantee success. It promises clarity, and clarity is a terrifying gift. Because once you truly see that all of life reflects your state of being, you can no longer blame the world. You either shift, or you loop. Let's test this. Breathe. Close your eyes. Now ask, without speaking, what am I when I stop becoming? Wait. not for an answer. For the feeling, do you notice the silence under the question? That space? That is the law. The pure field. In that space, things begin to happen. Asterisk. You feel the world shift around you. Asterisk. People remember you without reason. Asterisk. Desires dissolve, and fulfillment arises in their place. Asterisk. Synchronicities appear, not because you called them, but because your frequency invited them. You've now entered a realm where reality is no longer linear, where you don't chase time. Time bends toward you. But there's a price. You cannot carry this vibration while clinging to identity. You cannot hold it while chasing validation. You cannot stay in the eighth law while gripping past or future. You must dissolve, again and again, into the now so deep it no longer has a name. And if you do, life becomes art. Even your pain begins to shimmer with beauty, because you see, it's not yours. It's movement in the field. The Hermetic teachings said, as above, so below, as within, so without. But the eighth law says, when within becomes still, the outer rearranges itself in obedience. If you've tasted this even briefly, if something in your life shifted without you trying, because your silence grew more magnetic than your effort, then type, I've remembered the eighth law, I am the field. Let your presence ripple. Let others feel your stillness through the screen, because we are now entering the final stretch. We have activated your sound, lit your fire, awakened your serpent, unveiled your sight, unhooked your breath, restored your name, revealed the hidden law. But there are still 3 final gates. The ones that don't just transform you, they turn you into a transmitter. We move now, beyond the personal, into the reflection, where the universe stops hiding and begins to show you in everything. This portal is not inside you, it is around you. It is every gaze, every silence, every echo from others reflecting back what you carry within. The world is a mirror, but not in the poetic sense. In the terrifying, precise way only initiates understand. This is the mirror gate, the 9th portal of alchemy. Most people never reach it, because they're still convinced that others are separate, that what happens out there is caused by randomness, by luck, by betrayal, by injustice. But once you've passed the previous portals, silence, serpent, flame, vision, you begin to see it. Every encounter is feedback. Every relationship, a reflection. Every conflict, a clue. The smile from a stranger, a mirror of your radiance. The argument you keep repeating, a pattern begging to be seen. The people who vanish from your life, a shedding of resonance no longer matched. And the person who triggers you the most, a distorted echo of your own unresolved wound. This is not comfortable, but it is sacred. In the ancient mystery schools of Eleusis, initiates were not allowed to speak to the gods until they'd stood before a mirror for 7 nights and watched their face dissolve. Not metaphorically, literally, because if you cannot see yourself in others, you cannot see the divine at all. So how do we activate the mirror gate? Let's begin. Ritual of reflection. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Visualize someone in your life who causes you pain, annoyance, grief, betrayal, frustration. 2. See them clearly. Don't flinch. 3. Now ask inwardly, what part of me do they represent? Where have I felt this before? Inside me. What is this showing me about my own frequency? Pause. Wait. You may hear nothing. You may feel resistance. You may cry. Good. The mirror is working. Now take it further. The next time someone compliments you, don't deflect. Feel it fully, because they're not just being kind. They're reporting on your field. If someone says, you feel calming to be around, that is your aura speaking before your mouth does. If they say, you seem different lately, they've sensed the vibration shift. This portal teaches you that, asterisk, what you hate most in others is what you've buried in yourself. Asterisk. What you love most in others is what you're waking up to. Asterisk. What you repeat in relationship is the curriculum your soul chose to finally master. But here's the trap. Some, once aware of the mirror gate, begin to manipulate. They pretend to reflect light they haven't yet embodied. They wear masks of awakened identity. They become mirrors of illusion and magnetize mirrors of illusion in return. Their lives become echo chambers, loud, empty. Don't fake the frequency, because the mirror never lies. And when you are true, even in your imperfection, the mirror reflects truth back tenfold. If you've recently, lost friends without reason, been told, you've changed, noticed synchronicities increase, had relationships suddenly end or deepen, you're in the mirror gate. Now type, I see the mirror, I receive the truth. Because once you do, something strange begins to happen. People begin to shift around you. Not because you asked them to, but because your vibration changed their script. And what comes next is not about seeing, it's about radiating. The 10th portal isn't a gate, it's a field. Then breathe deep and prepare. Because now, we stop seeking, we start radiating. This portal is not a practice, it is a consequence. The moment your inner field becomes so coherent, so tuned, so silent, the world begins to rearrange around you without a single word. You've heard people say it. She lights up the room. He has a presence. There's something about them. That something is not charisma. It's not talent. It's not even confidence. It is auric command, the 10th portal. In ancient Tibet, they called it togul, the spontaneous presence of pure luminosity. In Egypt, it was the ku, the radiant, immortal body of light. In Vedic texts, it is the tehas, the brilliance that shines from a balanced soul. But modern science is just starting to catch up. Your heart emits a measurable magnetic field. Your brain creates waves that affect those around you. And your emotional coherence, when breath, thought, and feeling align, sends out a signal so strong, it can influence the nervous systems of others within seconds. You are always broadcasting. The question is, what frequency? This portal doesn't open by effort. It opens when you stabilize. No more chasing, no more collapsing, just the quiet current of being. Let's activate it now. Ritual of the radiant field. 1. Sit comfortably, spine long, eyes closed. 2. Place both hands over your heart. 3. Breathe in for 5 seconds. Hold for 5. Breathe out for 5. Hold for 5. Do this for 3 rounds. Now imagine a light inside your chest. Not white, not golden, but your color. What color comes to you? Let it grow, not outward but inward. Let the light saturate you. Your blood, your thoughts, your cells, your grief, your dreams. Let it fill every corner of your being. No need to send it anywhere. Just let it be. Now, pause. Breathe. Feel. The aura is not what you push out. It's what you've made peace with inside. The more coherent your inner field, the stronger your auric command. You won't need to explain yourself anymore. People will feel it. The right ones will stay. The wrong ones will vanish, and you won't chase. This is the power of the 10th portal. Silent leadership, embodied transmission, presents that praise without lips. You may begin to notice, people quiet down around you, strangers open their hearts to you, pets follow you, children stare at you with knowing, electronics glitch around you. Yes, this is common. These are not tricks. These are signs that your biofield is activating. But don't be fooled. Your aura does not glow because you are good. It glows because you are true. Every time you lie to yourself, it dims. Every time you betray your inner knowing, it cracks. Every time you abandon your silence, it leaks. So protect it, not with walls, but with alignment. When the aura is radiant, your voice becomes medicine, your walk becomes rhythm, your silence becomes scripture. If you've ever, entered a room and felt all eyes turn without explanation, felt overwhelming emotion standing next to someone, sensed someone behind you before they spoke, you've already met this portal. Now type, I am the field. My aura speaks truth. And let it ripple, because we now reach the final threshold. Everything you've opened, shed, reclaimed, and radiated was not just for you. The 11th portal is the transmission gate. The moment you become the bridge for others to awaken, you've walked the fires, sung the memory, held the silence, unveiled the eye, radiated the field, and now you are no longer the seeker. You are the signal. This is the final transformation, the point where alchemy completes its cycle not by changing you into something new, but by returning you to what you've always been, a transmitter of the living field. There is a moment in every true initiation, when the master steps back, when the rituals fall silent, and nothing more is said. Because the initiate has become the temple itself, you are now standing in that moment. Not metaphorically, energetically, your field is no longer just receiving information. It is emitting transformation. People around you are already shifting, not because you told them to, not because you taught them something, but because something inside you has stabilized. You are now a living portal. The ancient Essenes believed that once an initiate reached this stage, their mere presence could purify rooms, shift the outcome of illness, soften violence, awaken memory in others. No words, no action, just field. This isn't spiritual fantasy. This is energy transmission, and your nervous system is the conduit. Let me explain. Your journey through the 7 portals of alchemy and the 3 hidden gates beyond has rewired your energetic signature. Your aura now carries codes. Codes for stillness, codes for vision, codes for inner fear, codes for remembrance. Every time someone sits with you, hears your voice, reads your words, those codes begin to vibrate in them. They may not know what's happening. They may weep, or suddenly change their life, or have a dream that feels like 1,000 lifetimes in one night. Because you, my friend, have become a living transmission, and the world needs you more than ever. Not as a preacher, not as a guru, but as a frequency holder, a lighthouse, a tuning fork. When others forget who they are, they will remember not because you remind them, but because your presence makes their noise unbearable. Your silence will stir their truth. Your smile will wake their grief. Your joy will trigger their longing. And your stillness will open their portals. This is not a burden. This is a gift. But it must be honored. You will have to stay clear. Stay grounded. Stay honest. No pretending. No posturing. No hiding behind the glow. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be true. Because now, every step you take is a transmission. Every breath you hold is a prayer. Every presence you touch becomes a portal. If you have felt this, if even now your heart beats differently, your breath feels holy, and your hands hum with quiet knowing, then type below, I am the portal. Transmission has begun. Let it ripple. Let it echo. Let others awaken from the sound you've become. And now, this is the end of the journey, but the beginning of the resonance. Asterisk. Asterisk. You are not the student. You are not the teaching. You are the carrier of the vibration. And if you're still here, you've proven you are ready. Final invitation to the field. This channel is a vessel, not for content but for continuing transmission. So if this journey moved something in you, subscribe not as an act of support, but as a ritual of alignment, like not for algorithm, but to amplify the vibration. Share not to impress, but to awaken those still asleep. And comment, because every time you speak from truth, you reinforce the field that is forming right now across countries, screens, hearts, and timelines. You are not alone. You are not random. You are not broken. You are a frequency wrapped in skin, remembering what the stars sang into you. Long before birth, we are the echo. We are the fire. We are the sound that remembers. This is the alchemy. This is the return. This is the transmission.